Well, the Hoosiers are out of the tournament, and Oumar Ballo sounds off and has some pretty toxic things to say. I think this is one of the most unwatchable, worst teams we've ever witnessed at Indiana. Let's get into it.
Pretty simple. I win.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here. So we found out yesterday, and thank you for all the people joining me on the live stream. The Hoosiers, they are not in the tournament. And I got a lot of mixed emotions and feelings about this. I love to root for the team. I wanted another game to root for. But in the end, Mike Woodson doesn't get to blow smoke up his own ass and say, oh, I guess we're going to the tournament 3 times in 4 years, wasn't it? We're going to talk about all of the thoughts that I have surrounding this and more on this episode today, because I'm going to tell you, if you're like me, you probably got a lot of mixed emotions about this, along with the feeling of like, wow, there are new things on the horizon. There are better days ahead. So stick with me, Hoosier fans. But first, hit that subscribe button down below. This is Indiana Sports Connection across the country and across the globe, reaching Hoosier fans in places that you've never even heard of. And hit that thumbs up button. Let's pump this video out to as many Hoosier fans as we can. And I'm going to be going live on Thursday and Friday on the tournament days. So hit that bell notification as well. Bong. And you will be notified every time Indiana Sports Connection goes live. I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm so happy to have these conversations with people on this channel. So leave your comments down below. I love to hear from all of you. And I have a giveaway, 2,900 subscribers. I will be giving away a shirt from Rally House. So leave your comment down below on this video. The one that hits 2,900, you will be entered to win. I'll pick a random number and we'll pick one of the comments and you will win a shirt. And this will be my 11th shirt I've given away on the channel since I started it. So thank you so much for everybody for watching. And we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. I'm trying to think of a great giveaway at 3,000 subscribers. Maybe something signed by AJ Guyton. Maybe something. I've got a few things in mind that I'm trying to bid on and get that ready so that we could send that out to one. Bam. It's my love from me to you, and we share the love of the Hoosiers together. And the video is brought to you by BetUS. Use my promo code Indiana125 to save 125% on your first 3 deposits, and 10% of the AdSense revenue on this channel goes to T2T.org. Without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. All right, Hillbilly Monkey, the Hoosiers are out. I mean, I got so many damn mixed up emotions about this. Well, they didn't deserve to be in to begin with. And I mean, I'll tell you what, it's a sad day for these guys. And in the same way, it's a glorious day because all of us need to move on in our minds. Yeah, he is absolutely right. I mean, that's what part of me really thinks too. Peculiar that we both think the same thing. He's just a gargoyle monkey, everybody. He just talks on his own. He's got his own thoughts and ideas. I got the clips of Oumar Ballo lined up here because he said some really toxic things about fans, and this type of mentality is what is just never going to get you ahead in the business world, in the sports world. I'll let you know what I think about that at the end of this episode, because it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for these guys to go from making millions playing basketball to just be tossed out there
on your own.
Hillbilly Monkey, play that first clip of Oumar Ballo and what he had to say after the Oregon game. Roll it.
You didn't feel off of that enough later.
No, the crowd was there. You know, the crowd, hey, the whole season, the crowd. They're really true good IU fans that I'm talking to, because they have our backs the whole year, you know. And, you know, there are some of those people who just are praying for our downfall, pretend to be our fans, but they're not. You know, those people I don't pay attention to. But I'm really grateful for the true IU fans, what they did for us the whole season. We had an up and down season, but they stood, you know, they cheered for us. They got our backs, and we're nothing but grateful for those people who truly love this program and want nothing but, you know, the good and the best for the program. So thank you to those people.
Yeah, in this clip, I mean, the way, like, look, people have the right to be upset when you're making millions of dollars and you're not showing the effort out there on the court. And also, it's sports. Like, people get upset when you lose. I mean, when I used to lose at stuff, when I used to lose at a golf match, when I used to lose a baseball game, I would be tore up inside. And then I would go back to the drawing board and go, how can I get better at this? I need to like improve my process. I need to improve what I'm doing. I need to work out more. I need to be the one. I need to point the finger back at me, right? I need to point the finger back at me and say, what do I do? I mean, I never even played the high level of sports that this guy played or got paid the amount of money he got paid. But that's it. Like, us as fans, and I was there at the game, and the fans were incredible. Everybody got up and really cheered on this team. And that's what we do, right? We spend our money on going to these games and buying the apparel and, supporting these guys. When you have somebody that wants to, and look, I don't condone, nobody condones death threats. I don't know. And I know like Luke Recker got a lot of death threats when he left, and he's one of the only people I've really talked to, but nobody condones that. Nobody is sitting here saying that's okay. If people are doing that, I don't condone that at all. But just being emotionally upset, just being emotionally kind of like tore up because your team lost, and just having a little bit of anger because of that, and then using that anger to go back to the drawing board and go, this is how I'm going to get better. This is how we're going to get. That's all people ask for. That's all people really ask for. And then in the next clip is where he really starts to dig in his heels and get kind of like toxic about all of this. And Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll it.
As a team, is there any sort of sense that you guys let Coach Woodson down in this final season?
Nah, we didn't. If anybody let Coach Woodson down, it's the fake fans, that.
All right after he said, like, nah, we didn't. Okay, I just want to stop right there, because it's like, dude, we know what you were doing. We know you were out. I don't care if you were playing pool or not. If you're out at midnight and you got a noon game the next day, people have the right to be pissed off. That's why this team was so unlikable to watch on the floor, to watch these guys jog up and down like they just didn't give a shit. Like, it was so hard to take. And to watch them with Indiana across the front of their jerseys doing that, and the amount of people that I talked to down there at the game that just have immense amount of care about Indiana and what Indiana basketball means and what basketball just in general means to all of us here in this state. But let's keep rolling that clip, Hillbilly Monkey.
They don't understand as a player. Whenever you go on social media, all you see is people wishing really bad stuff, and like it drains people mentally. Like, it's at some point, like, they have to stop wishing bad for people, and I don't think us as a player will let coach down. I feel like more fans impact let us down as a whole unit, because we come here every single day, all we're trying to do is win for these people, but we lose one game, 2 games, the next thing you know, your DM is crazy. Like death wishes, like death threats and stuff like that. Like, nobody want to live like that, and I hope people like they change stuff like that, because this is not helping anybody.
Are you talking about that was kind of some of the vibe that you got this year? Did that take you off? Did that take you by surprise?
At the end of the day, we're human beings. We have feelings, Just like you wake up, go to work, and someone is wishing nothing but the worst to you and your work. It's mentally draining, and nobody want to deal with that for a whole 5-month season. It's too much to take in for players and for coaches. And I hope, man, they change, man, because it's time. Like, they're not helping us, they're not helping anybody.
Are you talking about IU fans, IU Nation?
I'm not talking about the true fans, because I know they had our back, but the people who pretend to be fans and want nothing but the worst for the team, I'm talking about those people. If you're not cheering for us, just leave us alone, because at some point you have life, go take care of that and let us handle our worst.
There's so much to unpack from what he just said here. Because, for one, I mean, a lot of jobs you wake up and you go to, and I've had a lot of jobs where I did not make that much money at all. And the boss had certain ways he wanted everything done, and everything needed to be done a certain way. And it wasn't all about me feeling good about myself. It was about following direction, following somebody that maybe now that I'm older, I can definitely see people have a way to do things because they have experience doing it, and they are going to hold you to that standard. And then before that, saying that it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault that he was out at 12 at a bar. And look, it was a friend of mine that sent me the photo of him out playing pool. So it wasn't his fault. I know for a fact. You there? FACT. That's a fact, my friend. You know for a fact that that's what you're doing. But then it's like all this cloud of that. And, you know, Mike Woodson's like right there in on this, letting this type of mentality, letting this type of like just bullshit happen with his team. Get off social media, okay? Dude, people leave me nasty comments. People would leave nasty comments on this video. There will be like one or two people that are like, they'll just say whatever. Like, you can either handle it or you can't handle it. I don't know. When I was 20, it would have been a lot harder to handle. You are a lot more of a sensitive flower, I guess, when you're 20. And you know what? Social media didn't exist when I was 20. But I'll tell you what. You gotta realize when something's bad for you. And if you are reading into all that type of stuff, that's gonna be bad for your mentality. Put it down. Nobody's making you pick this up and read it. In a lot of ways, you're doing that to yourself, not seeing that as the coach, as anything, and then blaming the fans. It's just out of this fucking world. It really is. It blows me away the way people act these days, the way that it's like our society has gone, and to baby these little kids. I feel sorry for this dude. Because he got $1 million to play basketball for 5 months. And I know they start in June, practicing in June. So, you know, they've been practicing it's basketball. You know how much I would give? I would give like a freaking finger to play basketball at Indiana, to be like a few inches taller and to be able to have that opportunity. I would give anything. And there are a lot of people out there working in factories that I know, you know, that work in bars, that work in the back side of a kitchen, you know, that don't make a ton of money, that buy stuff like this, you know, for their kids, that want this, you know, to want to be a part of it because they want to be a part of something that's great, something that's in our state that's really great. They want to spend $80 on a hoodie. You know, those are the gritty people out there that are like, that you're making all these millions of dollars and you're ripping those people's hearts out. And you want to sit there. This is the big problem with this team. It's all mentality driven. It's just not that hard to see. This team did not deserve to be in the tournament. And the attitude that this dude displayed is like coming in as a senior dude, as an older guy, probably a guy that a lot of them looked up to. Like, this guy had a toxic mentality. And I feel sorry for him because he's going to have a really, really rough life because nothing is going to come as easy as what happened in this last 10 months. Nothing in your life is going to be as easy as what you just did in the last 10 months. You weren't held accountable for anything. You stole our money. You should have been fined for this stuff. There should be, I don't understand why they can't make a contract with these players and say, if you do this and we investigate and we find out you did this, you're 50 grand. Here, fork it over. Yeah, right now. Okay? You're going to find out what credit is real fast. We're going to put this on. You're going to pay this bill. To most people, like a 50 grand bill is a lot of money, but this dude was handed a lot of money for doing nothing. Oh my God. Hillbilly Monkey, what did you think about the team and the conclusion? And look, I know somebody's going to say, it's like the way I think, I have like definitely cognitive dissonance, because it's like there are two separate types of like factions of things that are going on in the world sometimes right now. And it just sends my brain into like mayhem thinking. But Hillbilly Monkey, what did you think about it all? Coming from a true old timer.
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey lamp that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection.
It's tough to watch. I mean, these guys lost to Oregon 2 times at the end of the year. I mean, this dude's out. He should have been suspended for a game or 2 games. And these other guys that, other people that I talked to down there in Indianapolis, they seen him out at a bar. You didn't see me because I'm a tiny monkey with a camera in my eye. But you know what? They seen him. They seen these guys out at Kilroy's all the time. It's no joke. Nobody's lying about this stuff. Nobody's attacking the players. Nobody's doing anything to them, but they want to victimize themselves at every turn and act like I'm some victim because, like a person said something bad to me. It comes with the territory. Come on. You make millions of dollars. You do something. It comes with the territory. That's right. That's all there is to it. It comes with the territory. Most people know, like, I did stand-up comedy for a while. I wasn't great at it. I got heckled a lot. Do you think I couldn't go all Cosmo Kramer on the entire crowd? How is that going to work? It's not going to work out very good, I'll tell you that. Now, maybe I did go off on a couple of crowds. I went off on a couple of hecklers, but they're right there, But it's like anything in your life that's going to be worth it, it's going to be hard. And if you think anything other than that, then you are living with a toxic type of mentality where you think you're entitled because you've been given this money to think this certain thing and that nobody's allowed to question you. And that's what Mike Woodson thought, and that's what Trey Galloway thought, and that's what Anthony Leo thought, and that's what Ballo thought, and once you have one person in your group thinking that way, I'm not saying I don't like these guys or I don't think they're great people, because they're all great people. I think they're all going to be great people. I think all people have goodness inside of them, and you have an ability to have that goodness grow. But when a toxic mentality takes over a team like this, it's very easy to root not against them, because I never rooted against the team at all this year. I wanted this team to win, and I wanted this team to be in the tournament. But you walk away from this having a lot of mixed emotions about it because of comments like that. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. We get heated on here. Maybe this is the last time I talk about this team. There are brighter days ahead. We're going to have a new coach, and they're going to come in, and so we got all that stuff to look forward to, and hopefully all the guys from this team, we know a lot of them should be right out the door. And when the new coach comes in with a new mentality, let's hope that it's one that we can all really get behind, and we can start loving our Indiana Hoosiers and be connected to them in the way that we all really, really want to. And that's all we want. That's all we want, is to be connected to this team. And we just didn't really get it this year. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. And until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.